So in this video, I'm going to go over all the things you're going to need to do a night. You've got your stuff for your day session already, you know how to do days, and you want to move on, do 24-hour or maybe more, then I'm going to go over it. So let's go. So as you can see, I'm out doing a 24-hour session in 30-degree weather as well, pretty hot. And I have brought with me a brolly. Now, you can get yourself a bivvy and have a front that you can unzip, and you can also get ones with like mesh on them as well to allow cool air to get through, especially in hot conditions. You need to be as cool as possible in your bivvy, or like I've got a brolly, because a brolly has an open front that allows cool air to get through. Obviously, you're going to have to hide it in the shade as much as you can. Some lakes you can't. But I just recommend that you don't get baked in your own bivvy. And also, in the winter, you're going to have to get something with a bit more thicker skin to it, either an extra skin that goes on top of your bivvy to stop moisture getting inside, because you don't want to be wet and damp and cold. But in the summer, you want something that's open to the front or has mesh, allowing the wind to come out. They're mozzie meshes, obviously stop mozzies getting through, but also allow cool air to get through. So we're going to move on to the next thing. I'm going to move on and talk about the next thing. I think I want to talk about alarms. Let's talk about that. So as you can see, I have got Delkims. Now, you can get any alarm you want, but I do recommend something that is reliable and loud. Not too loud that you can annoy everyone around the lake, but enough to wake you up, because you're going to be asleep when you do nights, and you do not want something that's really low tone and quiet. When you're doing day sessions, it's absolutely fine. You're not that far away from your rod, but you can be a couple of meters away asleep. So you just want to make sure that you've got alarms that are reliable and loud. These ones are really sensitive as well. So I do recommend getting Delkims, but if you want something else, get anything else you want, just make sure that it's reliable and loud enough to wake you up. Well, as you can see, I am in my bed. Now, this is a tracker, top of the line bed, but you can get anything you like, as long as it's comfortable and wide, because if it's not wide, you're all scrunched up in the middle and it's really awkward and you have terrible, terrible sleep. So make sure you've got a decent bed. Also, a decent pillow. You want something comfortable and soft, because you don't want to be awkward and have a really bad neck. Get as many as you need. You know, if you need a bigger one or a puffier one, have a look out for them, because there is lots of different types of ones out there. Tracker ones are really good. They're really small, but also different sizes as well. They're very good. Also, you can get yourself a decent sleeping bag. This is a 4-season sleeping bag. It's a bit warm in the summer, but you can get 5-season one as well, which allows you to have a 2-season and a 4-season one, so you can change between the two. Depends on how warm and cold it is than other nights. At the moment, I am sitting in my bed with my sleeping bag over me, and it's 30 degrees, so I'll go up. Oh, that's hot. So another thing I bring when I do nights is this big bag. Now you can think, what is this big rucksack all about? This is an army rucksack, actually. Really good, because you can actually open it up completely flat. So yeah, pretty good. This has all my spare clothes in it. Now it's got socks, it's got t-shirts, hoodies, you name it. It's got all the spare stuff I'm gonna need for clothing, just in case I get a PB and someone chucks a bucket of water over me, or I don't know, you might fall in the lake. Who knows what happens in your session. It might also rain, which is another thing that I also keep in here, is I also keep in spare pair of trousers that are waterproof, that go over the top of my trousers. So these will go over the top if it's warm but raining. These are thin and they're waterproof, but they do get a bit sweaty in them. Just put it back. I also keep my spare shoes in here. So I've got a pair of Crocs that I keep in here that I don't obviously arrive in Crocs. I wear them once I'm in the swim. Also a couple of things in here. I've got like bug spray and you know, extra bits and bobs that I might need for the session, including lights for my Crocs. For some reason I've got in here that I got given and I've never worn them. Yeah, they're little lights that go on the front. I don't know what they're for, but I'll probably use them at some stage. So let's move on to the next thing, which will probably be talking about the barrow. Okay, so this is my barrow. This is a carp water. There's obviously other ones out there, but this one is really reliable, and I had it for years and has never let me down. So yes, definitely recommend the carp water ones. Now, you need one that's big, strong, and also reliable, of course. Yeah, I've also attached a couple of things to this to make my life easier when I'm doing nights. I've got little straps on the front that I carry my water on, which I will show you in a minute. But also I've got two bungee cords, like straps, which are at the back here. I've also got a spare one which goes on it all the time, just in case I end up losing it. So make sure you've got a barrow, because you're going to be moving a lot of stuff when you're going to do nights, especially if you're going to move swims, because you're going to have to be able to put all your stuff on it and move quickly. I have seen a few people go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and I've always said, if you can't get your stuff into the swim first go, maybe you're carrying a bucket or a water to the swim when you first start, and then you go and get the rest of your stuff. That's absolutely fine. But if you're taking more than if you're taking 3 trips, you've got way too much stuff. You want to keep it as light as possible when you're doing nights, but you also want something reliable that can take your stuff to the swim. I'm going to go and sit in the brolly, and I'm going to talk you through stuff in there. Well, it's nice to sit onto the brolly. It's lovely and hot out there. Right, let's get on with this. So, next thing I'm going to talk about is obviously water. Like I mentioned about putting my water thing on my barrow. This is a 5 litre carrier, water carrier. So you can get 10 litres as well. So if you need a lot of water, then I recommend getting a bigger one. But this one is good enough for a 24-hour session and even a 48. When it gets to a couple of nights, I think that, especially out in the hot conditions, I do think you do struggle to yeah, you maintain 5 litres, and you end up drinking that in a day. So yeah, that's when you need more water, but I do recommend that. It is for hot conditions, and obviously to make tea and coffee, which I'm also obviously going to bring with me, of course. Because I am doing a night, and drinking tea while doing night fishing is the carpy. So you need to have plenty of tea with you. If you don't like tea, then drink coffee, I suppose. Makes you a little bit carpy. So the next thing is going to be the burner. Now this is a little Fox burner one as well. Obviously it opens up like this, like that, spreads out, so you can put your kettle on top of it, as well as having a frying pan if you want to cook while you're out. So that is reliable. I've also got a gas bottle. Now in here is obviously just a normal gas bottle, nothing crazy about that. You can get it from a tackle shop, or you can order them online, but the cover on top of it is important. This is a cover to stop it getting too cold in the winter, and also I think it prevents it getting too hot in the summer as well, because the heat can't actually directly hit the metal on the actual gas bottle. So I think it does help as well, because obviously overheats and it gets really cold, can mess up the gas a little bit, and also you don't want your gas bottle getting too hot because it might explode. No, I don't think it will, but you're at risk, I'd say. I wouldn't say that you are. So yeah, I haven't got mine out just yet, so this is the first time I've actually managed to get my gas bottle out. So yeah, next thing obviously is going to be a kettle. Now I've got the Fox kettle. Not a lot of people use these ones, I don't know why. because this one I've had for years and years. Obviously, just cut it out. It's not that complicated, but I've had this one for years and it's pretty good. It's got like a catcher thing on the bottom that catches the heat and makes sure that it retains it, and it makes the kettle boil quicker because the heat is not escaping out of the side. So yeah, I do recommend the Fox one. But lots of kettles out there are all good, but this one is very reliable and quick. And I've had mine for years, so I do recommend that. And also I have tea and coffee in these little pots. You can buy these pots from supermarkets, so not that complicated. They're only small little container pots. And I've got coffee in one and tea in the other. I've got loose tea because I'm really carpy. Yeah, that's all you need to take with you. You don't have to go crazy. It doesn't have to be a full, massive one. I would recommend buying it before your session and pouring it to something small, so you take it in small. You're not taking the whole entire thing with you, using up space you just don't need to use up. So yeah, do recommend doing that. I've also got one of these for my burner because some burners do come with little clickers, but they don't always work. So make sure you've got one of these with you because well reliable, and you can also refill them at the bottom. You can refill these ones so you can keep them going for ages. So that is all that stuff. Obviously the extra thing you need for your tea and coffee is your cup. Now just get yourself a mug that's got something to do with fishing or carp on it. That's all you need really for nights. I have an extra thing on mine, but you don't have to get this. This isn't something that I do. This is for making loose tea. 1 cup. You don't have to get this. This is a bit high really on the spec of night fishing, but no, if you want to make loose tea you can, but if you obviously just use tea bags, that's absolutely fine. Also again, if you can use tea bags, loose tea, just throw a couple of tea bags in that same container, just fill it up, maximum, seal it, you've got enough. You're not going to drink like 20 or 30 cups in a night, I doubt it, so you don't need to take loads with you. Next thing is, obviously, you can take a little frying pan with you. This one I have had for many, many years, and that's the reason it's all weird and scratched up and all discoloured and looked horrible, because I've had it for years and years and years. It's a small pan that fits in my bag. You know, don't have to go crazy. You don't need a huge one, you don't. You really don't, unless you're making some big, massive meal. And you just need a small little frying pan. It's good for like burgers and sausages and all sorts of things really you're gonna need for doing nights. I also take a little spray oil with me as well, so it's not too complicated to do things. You just a couple of sprays in and you can get going. You know, sometimes you can buy oil and it'll be a big container and you don't need it. It's just small and it just fits in the bottom of your bag, and all you gotta do is shake it a little bit and spray it, which is really simple when you're doing nights, especially when you're cooking food. You definitely need to take less stuff with you. I used to take tons of stuff with me when I used to do nights, loads of food, loads of big pans and stuff. I didn't need it. Go light as you can possibly get away with. You'll feel happier, get into the swim, and you'll be happier if you can need to move, if you're gonna need to. Don't take every single thing you need with you. Just make sure you've got reliable, good stuff with you. Oh, so also the next thing is I have got an NGT set, as you can see. That's got forks, knives. It's got a little thing for drinks, obviously, and it's got plates. It's got 2 plates in there. I've added this to it, obviously, just for easy work of burgers, so you can flip them a little bit more easier. But apart from that, you just can get the normal set and it's pretty good. I've had mine for a little while, I think about a year or so. It's pretty good, pretty easy to use, and it all comes in a little teeny case and it's not very big, so pretty good with that. Another thing you're going to need when you're doing nights is one of these. This is a charge pack. This is obviously for charging your phone. I also charge it to charge my camera. So if you can take a camera with you and you want to recharge the battery, you know, these do it. And yeah, it's pretty good. and it can charge your phone like 5 or 6 times, so you can do a longer session and still charge your phone. There is more bigger ones and more powerful ones if you want to get a more bigger and powerful one, but I recommend not going crazy if you're just doing one night, because you just don't need it. You're not charging everything. You might have a tablet with you if you want to watch something on it. Yeah, but there you go. Obviously the thing that I use the most when I'm out fishing is my phone. I watch loads of things on this to keep me sane while I'm waiting for a carp, because sometimes it's all about the waiting game and not always about doing something. Sometimes you have to see happens, and especially when you're doing nights, there's a lot more hours involved, and phone is good entertainment. Also social media stuff you can go on and muck around. The last thing is I want to talk about is a light. This is a magnetic light that sticks at the top of your brolly or bivvy, whatever you're going to use, and this will keep you lit up at night. It's got a low red setting and it's got a low light setting, so you can not disturb or wake up anyone around the lake or annoy anyone. It has got a larger beam on it if you need it. Obviously that will take up a lot more glowing of your swim, and people might get annoyed if it's busy on your lake that you're going to fish. It has got lower settings and you can clearly see things in your own brolly or bivvy. So also I will be clipping this on later, and I will show you exactly what it looks like at night, and also talk you through the last bits of this video. So as you can see, I've got my light on in my brolly. I've got a low brightness on at the moment. Like I said, it just shows up just in the inside of it. Obviously it's got a higher setting, so I'll put the which is a lot brighter, and it will show up most of the area around it in front of it. Obviously if you're in a bivvy you're a bit more enclosed, but again you need to make sure you've got a decent light to be able to make up rigs or change things at night. There's always things going on. The amount of times I've had to re-rig or sort out a new hook bait or whatever it is I need to do. So you need a decent light. It's one thing that helps me when I'm doing nights, is so I can see and be able to do things during the night. Also, obviously another thing is to have a head torch. Now this is actually a non-fishing one. There's some really good ones out there that are not fishing company ones, if you want to get one that isn't. This is LED rechargeable one. It's really good. It's really bright, and you can see everything I need to be able to see. You know, when you're getting out and sorry, it's got changeable settings. I forgot all about that. And I would just use the normal beam. But if you need to get out in the middle of the night and obviously play a fish, or be able to sort out any little detail things you need to do, like little rig bits and everything, again you need a decent head torch. But the light in the bivvy, or brolly in this case, is the thing that I mostly use in my night fishing. So all I gotta say is thank you for watching, and I see you in the next video.